I really thought we had a shot. They had me again. The Chicago Bears have another game where it was a tale of two different halves for them this past Sunday against the New Orleans Saints. They lose to the Saints 24-17 and fall to 2-7. Bears now have 3 losses this season by 1 possession or less. Give those back, you're 5-4. Tyson Bagent's stock was sky high entering halftime, and because of a terrible game plan by Luke Getsy, he was worth penny stocks at the end of the game. This team showed what it can be, but until we have a new coaching staff, we're going to keep losing games like this, and we're going to keep being frustrated as fans. This team is so much better than what their record shows, and I will die on that hill. And we're getting so close to being good. Each game we get better, and we got better a lot of ways this game, but still couldn't pull it off against a top 5 defense in the Saints. And I tip my hat to Tyson Bagent for taking on the media, taking on this responsibility as the Bears quarterback, as that's a huge pressure as is, and doing what he's been able to do while Fields has been out. So many chances to score, though. You can't blame Bagent. You have to blame a little bit of everybody. It's a team effort, but it's time for Justin Fields, if he's ready this Thursday night, to come back against the Panthers. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button if you're ready for Justin Fields to come back and be QB1 for the Chicago Bears. And throw your comments in the comment section below about what you would do if you were Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren entering a offseason and when hiring a brand new coaching staff. Also, I will say this right now, and I have to get it off my chest, is that the officiating was horrendous again today. 1 penalty on the Saints for a mere 5 yards, and the Bears had 8 penalties for 71 yards. Guarantee you the Saints had more penalties today. I'm going back and watching the film. There was so many holding penalties on that offensive line, but game's over, can't do anything about it. NFL refs are frauds, but let's get into yesterday's game and why we need Justin Fields to come back. Like I said before, Tyson Bagent has been doing a very good job filling in for Justin Fields. It's the game plan and execution that's been the problem from the coaches, and he had an amazing first half today. His first half stats for the Chicago Bears today, he was 10 for 13 with 149 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 6 carries for 60 yards, and an interception, which was his fault. No denial about that. Just a very bad read. The second half, completely different ballgame. 8 for 17 with only 71 passing yards, 2 interceptions, and 1 strip sack. I fully blame Luke Getsy yet again for this type of situation. Literally, he only passed the ball. No angry runs from a running back in D'Onta Foreman, who I'm about to get into, who was having a great day. No targets in the second half for DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney, pretty much all day as is, which I'll also get into. But just a terrible game plan in the second half that led to this Bears loss. Bears put up 14 in the first half. They only put up 3 in the second half. Bears also gave up 10 in the second. It's just so damn frustrating. And Luke Getsy's got to go. We're already firing coaches in the middle of the season. Luke Getsy should get something from HR for just absolutely tormenting this team. But like I said, let's go to D'Onta Foreman. He had himself a hell of a day today. Dude had 20 carries for 83 yards of 4.2 average per carry. 15 of his 20 runs were in the first half. So he only had 5 carries in the second half. And each of those carries in total averaged 8 yards. Foreman was whipping it up in the second half, and Getsy just wanted to take a ball away from him and let Bagent throw. I don't get it. I really just don't get it. D'Onta Foreman's doing fantastic for this team. Another guy that's been doing fantastic for this team, but Getsy just doesn't want to give him the ball, DJ Moore. Yes, at least he's not in Carolina anymore. I mean, he has 1 bet more win than the Panthers do right now. But I think he's getting pissed, and that's why he played the way he did. That fumble today just did not seem like something he would do. And also the end zone 50-50 ball that Bagent threw up to him, it was in his hands, and I feel like Moore would fight more for it. But I mean, again, I'm a couch potato. I'm a couch coach. I'm watching when we're here. But Moore is just a guy that always gives 110%. Just something, I think he's getting pissed off with Luke Getsy. Moore had 3 catches for 44 yards on 5 targets, but only 1 target in the second half. Then you go to Darnell Mooney, same story. Dude had an amazing first half of 4 catches for 70 yards. Huge gains, great catches. Then the second half, he had 1 catch for 12 yards on 1 target the entire second half. I hate Luke Getsy. I can't get over it, how much I hate this guy. The only thing that's working is Cole Kmet, who had himself another hell of a day. 2 touchdowns today on 6 catches for 55 yards on 8 targets. What more do you want? The guy's doing what he's supposed to be doing. But you go out with DJ Moore, who you traded the number 1 overall pick, and yes, you got one back, but you're not using him? Come on, man. Then the offensive line, the biggest bright spot today was Tevin Jenkins, pancaking guys as always, which is great. And please, for the love of God, we got to find a way to keep this guy healthy all the time. Rest of the offensive line, it was an okay day. They allowed 1 sack, which is great against a very, very tough Saints defensive line, but 5 total penalties, all false starts and holdings, 2 of them coming from Braxton Jones after his first game back. That means he has 6 penalties in 3 games that he's played in this year. Big yikes. So the offense had over 360 yards of total offense, which actually they outdid the Saints offense, but overall, you need him back. And when I say him, I mean Justin Fields. I think Fields would have done better today in some ways, being a more experienced quarterback, if he's going to play the exact game as Bagent's going to play, but we don't know that. I mean, they're 2 different types of quarterbacks. Bagent is a true pocket passer. Fields, there's some moments where he likes to run it outside the pocket. I think today's game plan today, though, Fields would have done a lot better in. But if you would have ran the game plan that you ran with the Raiders with Bagent today, I think he would have performed and the Bears would have won the game. What do I know? I'm just a guy that talks into a microphone about the Bears. So let's go over to the defense. People were mad that we didn't extend Montez Sweat before. We extend him for $24.9 million a year, and people are pissed about it. People were pissed that he wasn't doing enough today. But the dude did a ton. He's been with the Bears for 4 days. He had 2 practices. He did a great job, in my opinion. He was getting after Derek Carr, who's a very quick pass quarterback, what you see in Tyson Bagent. And honestly, I mean, he got a ton of pressures on him. He had 2 tackles. He had a pass deflection, and he created opportunities for the rest of his team. I think Sweat did a fantastic job. Reminded me a lot of Julius Peppers when he first came to Chicago. And I'm going to call this out right now, because I know Matt Eberflus is not going to be here next year. For the love of God, stop running zone defense. It doesn't work. I have a theory that I think that Ryan Poles is building this team the way he wants it, and he knows exactly who he's going to go out and get next year for his coaching staff, because this is not the type of players that Matt Eberflus would like. Matt Eberflus probably knows that he's gone anyway, gets 2 years of a head coach salary under his contract, lives the rest of his life. He'll be a coordinator somebody else or in college. But Poles is putting together a team that whatever coach he plugs in next year, this team is going to be dominant. They are too athletic, too talented, too fast, too young to have a coach like Eberflus who runs a defense from 15 years ago. Again, my theory. Take it as you want. Put your comments in the comment section below if you agree, and hit that like button if you agree as well. But the 2 dudes that really were balling today was TJ Edwards and Jack Sanborn. They combined for 15 tackles today. TJ Edwards almost leads the NFL now in tackles. We'll see how that ends up after Tuesday, but dude, this guy is doing amazing. Same with Jack Sanborn, Chicago's finest. I love it. So we need Justin Fields back really bad. And I'm hoping that he comes back this week, because we do need to get this win against the Carolina Panthers. It does help out with that closer pick to the number 1 overall pick. We need Arizona to lose another game. We just need a little bit more help there. But we need the Panthers. We need a win against this team. We need to bring this fan base back to life a little bit. Have a decent 500 stretch in the middle of the season, which would be great. And I think Justin Fields is ready to come back. And who knows? He could ball. And then we all still have that answer that the Bears don't need to go get a quarterback next year. But I'm excited for Justin Fields to come back. We're going to have a bunch of videos coming out for the next couple of days before the Panthers game. And we got some exciting news who we're going to be watching the Panthers game with. So stay tuned for that. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rhodey, and as always, bear down, baby.